listening to the State Street Midweek Update. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the State Street Midweek Update, where we give you updates on what's happening in State Street Community Church and the Pax Center and the Jackson Street Community Garden and the Brighton Street Green Space, the State Street Preschool, and I'm sure there's other things I'm missing. But we like to update everyone every week about what's happening in the organization, talk a little bit about last Sunday morning at State Street, and something to kind of think about and go forward with as a community. If you are new with us, or if you've not streamed with us before, welcome. So glad to have you with us. If you are interested in finding out more about State Street Community Church, we are a just and generous expression of the Christian faith in downtown LaPorte, Indiana. You are welcome to explore our community a little bit more online at statestreet.tv, or go and download our mobile app on Android and Apple platforms. Before I go any further, I want to invite in my co-host and my co-pastor here at State Street Community Church, Rebecca Crain. Welcome. Hey, Pastor Becky, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. It's been a busy day. We've had a lot going on here locally, just different things. It seems like a busy season, and it's nice to talk to you. So, hey, did you decide what you're going to do with your? I guess Jesse, your son goes to Victory Christian, right? Mm-hmm. And you are doing in person, right? Because that's the only.
Yeah, so far that's what they're doing. We're kind of just going with the flow right now. So.
It's I haven't signed my kids up yet. I have till tomorrow, and I tell you what, it's been one of the hardest things to decide. I think I shared this with you that my daughter Nora, but she's only got a couple very close friends. She's very likable, very kind kid, but has a couple very close friends, and she's struggling because I think her mom and I would love to keep the kids at home virtually this year. I think we have the privilege and the opportunity to do that. We can probably make that happen. But she's afraid of losing out and missing out with her close friends, who the two of her close friends are going to be back in school. And, I think for a seventh grader, that's a big deal. And so I'm torn. I have until tomorrow to make the decision, but I'm torn. So. But anyway, that's kind of what it's. I don't know why it's weighing so heavy on me. But I feel like either I'm going to go against a value or what I think is maybe best and send her back, or I'm going to not and then disappoint my daughter. And it's always kind of hard to be in those positions.
We're kind of trying. We're overwhelmed with all the stuff that Grace needs to go through to go back to college. So that's been actually pressing more heavily. What
are they doing? Because she's in Boston. She goes to school in Boston. Like, are they doing extra things or no?
They have to be tested when they go back. They're supposed to self-quarantine before, like 2 weeks before they go back. Like, she's in New York right now, comes home Sunday, will be home for about not quite 3 weeks, and then goes back to Boston. And they have to be tested when they move in, and then they quarantine in their dorms until they get their test results back. And then they have to be tested periodically throughout the semester.
Okay. All right.
They're doing kind of a hybrid of stuff. Some things will be in person, some things will be online, but it's, a new normal.
Yeah, it is a new normal. My wife, as you know, is still in school. She went back to school and she has one more semester, and it looks like most of her classes got moved to online. So she does have a couple that will be she's a nursing student, so a couple in class stuff, clinicals, but it looks like most of her professors are choosing to move to online, though they're technically not moving the whole campus, but they're giving a lot of the guidance for the professors to do what they think is best. But anyway, enough school talk. Let's get into it. We've got some birthdays and anniversaries coming up. If you have a birthday or anniversary, we'd love to hear about it. This is for people that have been giving us their information as a church community. And we just like to recognize them and wish them a happy birthday. This is anywhere from today up till next Wednesday. And if we don't have your information, we apologize. We'd love to get it. We did make a mistake, though. didn't we, Pastor Becky? We sent a birthday card to somebody that it wasn't their birthday.
That was what was in the system. I go by what's in the system.
Yeah, no, see, here's the thing. Kind of like Will Ferrell and Anchorman. We read what's on the screen. So if it's on the screen, we will. Yeah, no, it will. It is true. And so if we've falsely put something in there, or if you've given me the wrong information or something, we will send you a birthday card on the wrong date. And we will wish you a happy birthday. And so do what you have to do to make us happy and just accept it. And then if you can maybe just change your birth date to kind of make us happy.
You want like a non-birthday birthday card. Maybe that's fun,
Yeah, it's true.
Mix it up a little.
All right, here are our birthdays for this week. If this is your birthday, know that we are grateful for you. God bless you. We hope you have a great day on all days, but especially your birthday. All right. I think I did this last week, but technically I shouldn't have. I jumped ahead, but I'm going to wish her a happy birthday again because it's her birthday today. Happy birthday to Michelle Siri. Happy birthday, Michelle. Happy birthday to Kyle Matheny. Happy birthday, buddy boy. Happy birthday to Scott Van Wansel. One of the best last names we have in this church is Van Wansel.
Great name. Such a great name.
Yeah, Van Wansel, which is like, I wonder where that's from. Is that German, you think, or I don't know.
Sounds kind of like it. I don't know.
Well, I don't know because I can't really say it in my German accent. I've got an almost perfect German accent, and I can't.
Do I know that?
You're supposed to say yes. I do.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Javon Day, happy birthday, buddy. Corbin Schwingendorf. Here's fun fact: two of the best last names in our church. The Van Wansels and the Schwingendorfs are related. So, way to kill it on the last names, guys. Happy birthday, Corbin. I hope you have a good day, bud. Journey Walker, happy birthday. Mackenzie Sams, happy birthday. And Donald Myers, happy birthday. We're grateful for you. And we do have a couple anniversaries coming up. I did wish these guys a happy anniversary today. I sent them a text. They have moved away from us in LaPorte. I don't know it was you, but I think it may have been you, Pastor Becky, that precipitated this. They moved to Arizona. But happy anniversary to Jenny and Rob Walker.
Say that. That's just mean.
I'm hearing, buzz about that. I don't know. I'm just saying some have said that that's why they moved away. Yeah. So okay. Some are saying read the papers. So their anniversary is today. Happy anniversary, guys. Mike and Debbie McDermott, August 8th. Happy anniversary, guys. And Marty and Pat Brennan, August 9th. Happy anniversary
Brennan,
to you three couples. We hope you guys have a great special day, and congratulations on being married for however long you've been married. And we're grateful for you.
You did it.
All right, it is time for the question of the day. Now, the question of the day is a question we ask, or question of the week, sorry. And then I need to fix that on my notes. It's a question that we asked just to talk, kind of create some conversation, but we want to hear from you as well. Put it in our comments here. Put it in the comments of the live stream. This is a question that you have to do a little bit of introspection on. I actually really struggled with this.
I did too. I don't like it.
Yeah, no, I don't like. I can tell you, I had about 10 of them, and then I'm like, no, that's not it. But anyway. The question of the week is, you only get 3 words to describe yourself. What are they? So if you could choose 3 words to describe yourself, what would they be? I struggled because would they all be positive? I got like Brene Brown in my head, be like, you know what? It's okay to be positive about yourself. It's all right to say you do some things well. Then I also, I'm thinking though, I don't know if I would describe myself in all positive ways because none of us are all positive. We've got things within us that we're all trying to be vulnerable about and struggle with. So I had a hard time with this, but I as I can, because I'm hosting this right now, I'm going to make you go first and answer.
Well, I'm wondering now if I thought about it wrong because I came up with like 3 phrases, like 3 different things, not 3 words. Am I cheating if I do that?
Like we'll see. Okay, we'll let you go with it.
Well,
And I will decide after you're done.
Because I had to do a self-assessment, and I don't know. I don't always like to do that, but I put that.
All right, go with the first one. Give me one. Give me one.
I'm a learner.
A learner. Okay, that's one word. That's great. That's
learn things, so I can make that one word.
Yep.
This one's not always positive, but I'm a bit of a know-it-all. I admit it.
No. No, you're not. What? Stop it! You are not.
And the funny thing is, I never really got that about myself, and then you start to hear yourself, and you're like, "Huh."
You know, honestly, I would have never said you're know-it-all. I truly wouldn't. I only like to tease you because I know that's what Grace, your daughter, calls you, as a know-it-all. So I just like to tease you about it. But I would not say in my perception, you're not a know-it-all.
I appreciate that. And to be fair,
I think you're very wise and you're knowledgeable. You do know lots of things. But
I'm usually right. So to be fair, and then I put I'm a bit of a nerd because like when it comes to sense of humor stuff, I'm super goofy and nerdy.
Mm-hmm.
But intentionally, I think I do that intentionally because it bothers my kids. And it makes me laugh that it bothers my kids.
Do you, though, have like natural interests that you think are nerdy as well?
I think it's more like the goofiness, like super goofy.
So you would say maybe that less nerdy, because when I think of nerdy, I think of like I watch the Star Trek marathon, which is me. But I think of that. Yeah, you are just kind of goofy. You are goofy.
Yeah, goofy.
And you like to laugh. You like to have fun. You like to be silly.
I do. I'm very silly. So
yeah, which is a great quality, I think. I like being around people that aren't always serious all the time.
So that offsets my know-it-allness because
and I don't think you cheated at all. I think those are three. I think those are three. You know, I don't know if I'd call you a know-it-all. I think you are knowledgeable. I think, again, we all like to be right, but I think it is funny though that Grace calls you a know-it-all. I'm sure the phrases my kids would use to describe me would not be as flattering. So the three things that I use to describe me, real quick, I'm going to put in the comments Becky's. So what were you, learner? Three things. I'm writing them in our comments here. Okay. Learner. What is the other one?
I see Amy's artsy, just a gypsy. I see that. I see you.
Artsy and then nerdy, or do you want me to change nerdy to goofy? Silly. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. I did update them so people can see. Those are yours. So mine are. What's that?
I'm not artsy.
Oh, sorry. I think I was reading Amy's while I was doing it. Sorry. Those. Hold on, real quick. Let me correct the record. I mean, if you don't want to
just put like genius.
That is not Becky's. This is Becky's.
Okay, I mean, you can just say what yours are.
No. I got to correct the record on the podcast. Learner. I don't see. Here's the problem: is I don't remember the second one. What is it?
I said know-it-all, but you argued, so you can just put genius.
No, I'm going to say know-it-all.
I'm not a genius.
Then silly. That's Becky Crain. Okay. So my three would be. I tend to be the three that I would pick. The first one would be loyal. I'm loyal to my family. I'm loyal to the people around me. I like having people that around me that know that if they have me as a friend, I'm going to be with them through thick or thin. Which I've had friends that have really struggled with lots of things and went through there, and I hope they always know that regardless of wherever they're at, that I'm going to be with them. But I'm also I like being. I like a sense of permanence. I've had in my adult life 2 jobs, and really one feeds into the other. At State Street and then here, and then
here or Lamb.
Lamb's Chapel in here, yeah. And so it's kind of been a sense of permanency and stability. And I think a lot of that kind of stems from just growing up, having a couple different homes, but also divorced parents and stuff. And so I put a premium on loyalty. And honestly, I like being around loyal people too, and not in a way that they won't check you or that I don't think you should require, sameness to be loyal. And I think you can use that very fragile in a way that loyalty just means you want servants kind of, and that's not it. It's just commitment in that regard. I think is just, friends that are committed and coworkers that are committed and family members that are committed is just a high premium. Also, anxious. I describe myself as anxious. I'm obviously, I've shared this before. I'm on anxiety medicine. I have been for many, many years, but I also just get anxious about things. I get anxious about stuff here at State Street and the Pax Center, whether there's enough money, whether somebody's upset. As Becky knows,
what?
Yeah, I know. As Becky knows, I'm almost always convinced somebody's upset. And Becky's like, no, nobody's upset. And the truth is usually somewhere between the two of us. But
everybody likes everybody.
Yeah. And again, I think if I could use a phrase, I think again, as you know, I'm a people pleaser, so I want everyone to not only like me, I want everyone to be liked. And so anxious would be another one that I kind of struggle with, but I think that would probably describe me pretty well. And then the third one is impatient. I'm very impatient. I always want the next thing. I don't rest. I don't not work. I'm always going, and I want to tackle the next thing. I don't do good with, it takes me days. We've only been on a couple of vacations as a couple, Emma and I, but it takes me days to settle down. And she can rest for most of a vacation and just rest. And I so admire her for being able to do that, but I just don't do that well. And I get bored with things. I get impatient with things, and I just want to keep on moving. And it's unhealthy. So, but it is me though. It's just me, and it's part of my family rhythm. It's something I think I've inherited, but it's the things that I would say are probably the three things that describe me best. Some good. Again, my anxiety and my impatience, I think, have caused some good things as well, in that we get a lot done here because we're always moving and we're always working and we're always doing. But it does, I think, take a toll. So anyway, I'd love to hear from you. We've got a couple things. We got one from our friend Amy Warner. The three things that she described herself as artsy, anxious, and gypsy. I think that's three very good words to describe Amy. I think those are very accurate. But we'd love to hear from you. What are three words that would maybe describe you if somebody was going to have to get to know you? It is maybe a little harder than you think. I know I struggled trying to come up with three. I had a couple others that I would say maybe could work just as well, or maybe be more accurate. What would be fun is asking other people to maybe give three words to you to describe you. I think that would be harder, but I think that would be fun as well. So we'd love to hear from you. Put it in our comments. What are the three things that would describe you? And you've got to hopefully choose those things. So moving on. Last Sunday, we had a message. It was, we invested some money and energy into getting this backyard going back, and it's rained 2 of the 3 weeks, which is, again,
that's all right. We still got a couple months to go with it.
Oh yeah, it's going to be great, but it's just kind of funny to me that I stress about one of the things I'm being anxious about is making sure we have outdoor space for people, and it's rained 2 of the 3 weeks. But anyway, we did continue our series, A New Normal: Finding New Rhythms of Life, and I've really enjoyed preaching this series. I've enjoyed talking about just how to make sense of the world around us. I think so many of us are. That's why we're drawn to faith. Is it helps ground us, and it helps, I think, hopefully in a world of chaos, bring a little bit of order. Not that it minimizes problems, but hopefully gives us a little bit of comfort as we navigate the problems. But I've enjoyed kind of wrestling with some of those things and talking about helping people understand that, again, we're in a season where I don't know where normal happens again, but I know that it will look new. It will not be like the normal we had before. And a couple of things we talked about in my notes here. We've got, this was an important part. So we talked kind of 2 ways, but it kind of bleeds into each other, just about influence and using your platform and everything, but also being wise. And I don't know about you, Becky, but as a leader, do you ever struggle with the balancing of those things, of how to use your platform, but how to use it in ways that are maybe not always reactionary, but are maybe, I don't know if methodical, but just,
No, that's a good word.
wise,
I mean,
kind of.
yeah, thoughtful. Maybe thoughtful is a better word.
Yeah, I think I said on Sunday was
Yeah.
being reflective and not just reactionary, which I think is a good way to kind of put that, is that, again, if you have influence, if you have some kind, and we all have influence over our
And
friends.
not that we can't be reactionary, but we don't always have to be reactionary to an audience.
Oh, that's a good point, Becky. I think that is a good point, because I think our impulse is to then, you don't want to hide your reaction, or you don't want to feel like you can't be honest with your reaction. But maybe I need to allow my reaction to stew and culminate and, reflect a little bit more before I put it out there. I used to make this mistake all the time when I was younger. And I had to delete a lot of stuff. I'm going to be honest with you, because, and they weren't like vulgar. It was just, either trying to be funny or just, saying some silly things. And, and it's just one of those things where it's like, maybe I probably would have believed the same thing, but had a better way to say it if I would have waited a day. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, I do.
But I loved how Esther does that. Okay, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to actually risk my life to do this, but I want to take 3 days essentially and reflect and reorient ourselves and make sure that what we're doing is the right thing. And again, as somebody that's anxious and somebody that's impatient, that's hard for me, because again, well, that's 3 days we could be already starting. But I think that's just so wise, though. It's just so something that I think we as people should think more about, is the cultivation process, not just the growth of it, but like actually the process to actually cultivate the growth. And I think that would be super helpful. You have anything on this Sunday, Beck, that you thought, or anything you want to share?
No, I thought it was very apt for this season of life. You did a good job of.
Oh, we also talked about essentialism, right? Which is, I think, something we all deal with. And I see this on TV. I see this on Instagram and Facebook and all that kind of thing, where we decide that one person's identity and one person's decisions and one person's, virtues or vices are indicative of a whole group of people, right? We see this with protesters, and we see this, because there's been rioters, then every protester is a rioter or something like that, right? And that the gospel calls us to, I think, combat that. And I think the story of Esther is a good example of where that really could go wrong, that essentialism where, Mordecai as a Jew does something that the government and the officials don't like, and then they decide that they're going to kill every group or every person that shares that same identity, even though they didn't share in the same actions. And I think our temptation is to do the same. And it's one of the things that I think is really ugly about humanity when we do that. And I see it fairly often now that I'm kind of aware to it and I'm looking for it more. I see it often that, all police are like this. All immigrants are like this. All, like I shared the story about my wife being an immigrant and somebody sharing some things that were, I think, negative towards immigrants to me. And I reminded them that my wife's an immigrant. And of course their response was not, we're not talking about her. Right. Anyway, so this week, Pastor Becky's preaching, very excited about that. What are you going to preach on? Do you know yet?
Yeah, it's the story of Philip and the Ethiopian eunuch found in.
Great story.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to be finishing the series this week. Yeah. I'm excited about that. So on Sunday, 8:30 and 10:30, either tune it to our Facebook Facebook or YouTube channel, or come and visit us. We're socially distanced, wearing masks and everything, under the county and state order. But on State Street Community Church in downtown LaPorte, 8:30 and 10:30, we'd love to see you. Mm-hmm. So I don't know other announcements. I don't have a ton of other things. We got a couple things that are happening right now. Again, we want to thank everyone for volunteering. We had a busy day at the Pax Center this week. And thanks for all of our volunteers that are making that happen. We're seeing a little bit of an uptick in our clients at the Pax Center, which is great. I talked to another person this week that lost a job, so we're still seeing some of that as well. But thank you to everyone that's donating and helping with our Pax Center and helping engage food insecurity in LaPorte. It's so vital and so important that we all participate in that in whatever way we can. Thank you to everyone that's helping with our gardens right now. Our garden teams are doing great. They're not quite ready. There's some things that are ready for sure, but probably within the next week or two, maybe 3, a lot of stuff's going to be ready. And I do want to encourage you, if you're starting to get stuff that's ready in your own garden and you've got too much of it, go to the Jackson Street Community Garden on the corner of Jackson and Jefferson in downtown LaPorte, and there's a share table there. You can just put your abundance of vegetables and your abundance of garden stuff that you have on that share table, and we'll share it with the rest of the community for free. So also want to tell people, and we announced this in our Facebook group, but we are switching softwares here. So if you get an email that invites you to create a login and a password for a new software, it's because our management software is changing. We're going to be slowly changing that over the next 4 to 6 weeks, but I just wanted to give people a heads up for that. And very excited about this. Pastor Becky and I and some others are starting to study on August 20th, Thursday night, on a book called The Color of Compromise by Jamar Tisby. And this is a book about racism in the church. We want to take this conversation off the interwebs and off the social medias and have it as a community, as a group. So we're going to have this study at State Street Community Church in our sanctuary, socially distanced. And we invite you to attend with us. We'll put a registration out there and everything so we know how many are going to be there. But Jamar Tisby wrote a book called The Color of Compromise. He's a historian and a Christian thought leader as well. And we just want to talk a little bit about this. It kind of focuses a little bit on the history of racism in the church. But we'll have a conversation. There's a video series that goes with it. It'll be a 6-week series. It's actually 12 lessons. We're going to do 2 a night, and it's going to be Thursday nights. Did we decide, is it 5:30 to 7? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. 5:30 to 7. Again, we'll have a sign up for that, but we did want to announce it. I'm very excited about it. I think it's going to be a great study. If you don't know what to do on, making, we hear a lot of things right now about racism in America. We've heard lots of different people talk about it, and people have opinions maybe, and you're still trying to form your opinion on this. Join the group. A lot of us are trying to figure out what we believe and what we don't believe, and how to, again, use our influence and our platform wisely. But one of the best things I think we can do right now, and one of the wisest things we can do, is have these conversations in person and not maybe always fight online about it. So we'd love to have you. State Street Community Church, 5:30, starting August 20th, Thursday, August 20th, and we'll get some stuff out there for that. Finally, in 2 weeks, Sunday, August 16th, at our 8:30 a.m. gathering, we will be starting a nursery and toddler class back up. It'll be, we're working on all of our policies, all of those kind of things where our teachers will have masks. It'll be safe. We won't do it if we don't believe we can do it safely. But our older kids will still be in the sanctuary with us. But for the babies and maybe the toddlers, those who are just walking and stuff like that, we wanted to be able to give you a way to take them into class so that you can enjoy church as well. So that'll be only at the first service. We're going to see how it grows and see if people come and people want that. And Taylor Emmons is handling that. If you have any questions or if you'd like to help, just shoot a message to her, and we'd love to have your help there. Other than that, I don't think I have any other announcements for this week. You got anything else, Crain you want to share?
Nope, that's all.
All right, our last section then. Again, I'd love to hear from you on this. Put it in our comments, but this is a section that we call Show and Tell, and it's just what have you watched, listened to, or read that you want to share with the group. Again, if you've got an article that you read or something that you've learned or a podcast you listen to, or a book you're reading, or just a TV show. I'm always looking for a new TV show. It doesn't have to be spiritual or anything, major. It's just share what you got. And put it in the comments if you want. And Pastor Becky and I try to pick something each week that we'd like to share with the group as well. So Pastor Becky, I will let you go first. Anything that you read or watched or learned this week that you want to share with the group?
I will say I'm a little behind on my reading and stuff this week because I have not felt the greatest for a couple of days. So,
let everyone know you don't think you have COVID.
No, nothing like that.
Nobody thinks they have COVID when they have COVID, so you don't know that you do.
None of those symptoms. So I'm not even just saying that because everybody said that, but that's not what it is. But I just have not felt the greatest the last couple of days. So that being said, I haven't been reading up to my normal reading pace. Mm-hmm. But I was actually, when I was driving into LaPorte this morning, I was listening to a podcast on the Evolving Faith podcast, which is, I know I've mentioned them before, but.
And I need to listen to this because you love this podcast. I do need to listen to it. Just don't.
And it's from a conference. This one, they're starting from the first conference that they ever had, which was in 2018. And I went to their conference in 2019, but they're re-listening to sermons from that conference and then they discuss them. And the one I listened to today was Jeff Chu talking, and it's funny because it's called The Theology of Composting. And when you were talking earlier about how, sometimes we need to let things set with us for a while, and sometimes want to rush in and do things right away, it just made me think of, I was listening to it, and he's just such a beautiful speaker anyway, so full of grace and love in the way that he talks. I just love listening to him. But he was talking about how, with composting, it's like this miracle, but it takes time. And he said, so often that's how it is with the things that we're going through in life that, we want to rush through, but things take time to figure out, to work through. And it's the same thing with our faith. It takes time to work through things, to figure things out, to ask hard questions and get answers that make sense to us. And I don't know, I just appreciate it. I always appreciate his thoughts anyway, but that's particularly in my mind because I was listening to it on my way in today. So
I just shared that episode. I looked it up while you were talking. I was still listening. I did not listen to you, but Amy, hi Amy, was asking if I could share the episode. That sounds great. Jeff Chu is amazing. So if you've not read any Jeff Chu,
he makes you cry. I will tell you that.
Well, that's not hard for me. But,
I know, but it's funny because
I think I cry easier than you do.
But at the beginning, how it's not just middle-aged white women that he makes cry.
Yeah. I know I did. Is he still working on a farm?
No, this was when he was a student at Princeton Seminary. He was working in. It was called like the Farminary or something, and it was
the Farminary. I thought he was still there, but he's not anymore.
He's a pastor up in Michigan right now.
Oh, really? We should go see him.
Ooh.
You want to go? We'll just stop at Jeff Chu's, find out what his house is, and be like, "Hey, Jeff. Hey, we're looking for some friends.
We
got no friends.
I feel like he wouldn't turn me away.
Hi, this is Becky. She's a know-it-all. My name's Nate. I'm anxious and impatient. You want to be our friends?
I don't know that he'd like that because he is a self-proclaimed introvert. So, which is why he took the Farminary class because he said he didn't have to talk to people and he still counted his class.
Have you noticed that all the cool people that I listen to are all like, yeah, I'm just really actually very introverted in life. I'm like, no wonder you guys are so cool because I'm not introverted and I'm just talking all the time. And I bet if I was listening more and, again, maybe thinking and reflecting more, I'd be a lot more cool. But I am what I am.
Amy, I see you say they're ready for a cry. It's beautiful. It's good. Listen to it.
So for me, I'm obviously reading. I do hope again you come to this study that we're doing. I'm reading the Jamar Tisby book, The Color of Compromise. It's again. I can put the stuff here as well. I'm not hurt that Amy didn't ask for that, but I will put this out there as well, though, just in case you want to join our study or read a little bit more about it. And again, it's a book, but also it's it's a study as well. So we're going to be reading this book and going through some of the lessons as well. One of the things that Pastor Becky and I wanted to make sure is that, as two white people, that we weren't teaching on Black experiences, because that is not our story to tell. That is not our experience, and we need to listen and learn more than talk in this regard. So we wanted to make sure that we've got better sources than just a bunch of white people telling you what it's like to be Black. So again, I've been reading that. I hope you enjoy that book. But another thing, I'm gonna share this with you, because I've been watching. I'm staying up way too late right now. I'm watching Umbrella Academy, the Umbrella Academy. Have you seen this on the Netflix?
I have to get my computer's about to go dead. It's on my list.
But you've not watched it, the Umbrella Academy.
I watched like 3 episodes, like a year ago, their first season.
Okay, yeah, no, and I will say this: it's kind of one of those shows that has to percolate a little bit. Like it has to grow on you. I didn't love the first couple episodes, but I just started second season now, and I'm really enjoying the show. And I'm a comic book nerd. I like it. I like comic books. I don't like comic books. I like comic book shows.
I'll check it out. I like your TV suggestions typically.
It's fun. It's fun. If nothing else, it's fun. I like the characters. I don't know. It's not typical comic book characters. Worth watching. I hope you watch it. It's a lot of fun. Again, not one for probably little kids, but if you're up after your kids go to bed or whatever, you've got teenagers or whatever, I think you might like it. It's good. So it's made by. The comic book was made by Gerard Way of My Chemical Romance. So I go back to my emo days, I want to get out my old Taking Back Sunday albums and My Chemical Romance and, be even more anxious and depressed than I am today. So maybe get a little bit of guy liner on like the old days and, sip some wine or something. But
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I wouldn't we all? All right, anyway.
Mustache thing back and put the guy liner on.
Do you want me to go?
I think I'm really like that.
Nobody, I was really disappointed at how many people didn't like my awesome mustache, but whatever. Anyway, hey everyone, we love you guys. We really do. And we hope to see you online or in person at one of the things that we have going on. Please let people know if they're hungry. If they're in need, send them to us at the Pax Center. We are here to help. And if you want to know more about what we do, either at the Pax Center or the Gardens or the church, just reach out. We'd love to talk to you about it. Also, and we'll end with this, get better soon, Jason. We love you. Can't wait to see you again. All right. Bye, guys.